Howdy. We are watching weather on windy. It starts, or it seems that it starts to spin over Scandinavia. Just before I started with this video, I heard thunder. We had some rain already today, which is something unprecedented in recent times. We hadn't had any rain. It was sunny most of the time, sometimes a little bit of clouds, but no rain. Now I heard thunder, we had some rain, and obviously the shift is in full play. And somehow it seems if the weather is coming from this direction, there isn't any thunderstorms here. But if the weather comes from this direction, we get thunderstorms. Because somehow I think the surface conductivity anomaly, which we have here somewhere, it makes it repellent for those, like as you can see here. But from here, it comes from the back. So it gets here. And it is really interesting. I have to go outside really soon. I want to catch some lightning. I tried to catch some lightning. And I think this region is really interesting. There is so much drought going on there. It's really, really red on the drought monitor. We had some quakes here yesterday, I guess. I haven't watched quakes today. I was busy with other things. I was putting the text, I was correcting it. I fixed some sentences in it, so now I think it's much more readable. And there were a few things which weren't really ready, obviously. And for those who were thinking about wants to write something about anything, do it. And read it loud once at least. You will get a new approach to the whole text. It's really worth it to do it. Next time, I will read it all by myself loud for once before I tell it anyone. Because this time, I just did it. Which was somehow an intense thing to do. And note how they somehow stop here at the boundary of this surface conductivity anomaly. It's really interesting to see. And I guess there's more lightning thunderstorms coming today, later, or it just is starting. Let's see how the night will go. And we have also quite much activity in the Balkan region, which is really interesting. This is karst region. There are many sinkholes and all these kind of things going on there. So heavy rain and these kind of things doesn't make it better at all. More water flowing, more energy going into the circuit. So we might expect some changes there also. But maybe we could also go to volcanic earthquakes application to check the situation. So we are watching it. Obviously 24 hours. 7 hours ago in Murmansk, 0 kilometers in depth as usually. I think I made once a video about these. Maybe I have to make another one once then. But let's check it out. Is there anything interesting? Berlin. All right. Water. 18 hours ago. Unconfirmed. Really interesting. Epicenter 10 kilometers. Main data source, more info. Unconfirmed earthquake or seismic-like event. What? Updated 16 minutes ago. Unconfirmed quake or seismic event. What does that mean? Unconfirmed, magnitude 3, question mark, depth 10 kilometers, 10 reports. Really interesting. Really interesting. Citadele Spandau. All right. So this might be a place of significance, otherwise they wouldn't have anyone figured out to build this kind of thing there. A holy place, and I'm not really sure what's going on with those rivers, but there are many big waterways. And usually where is civilization or some settlements, there is something interesting geologically. Either hot springs or minerals or metals or whatsoever. And usually they are related to water. Southeast of Glogov, Lower Silesia, Poland. 2.7. There are many mining operations there, but this region, there might be some elevated geothermal activity if I remember correctly. What else? France, Clermont-Ferrand, a small swarm 22 hours ago. Maybe I reported on these already. I don't know. They are so old. Madalena. That's also from yesterday. That's from yesterday. We have been watching these already. So there's nothing new except here. Greenland Sea 10 hours ago. Depth 0 kilometers. Up here, nothing. Here. That's an interesting place. 10 kilometers in depth, 2 kilometers in depth. So it might be quite at the surface. After all, we have a wide river. Dendritical patterns all over the place. Yes, this is really interesting. This would be really interesting to know if there would be thermal springs or anything like that in this region. I would expect. Japan, near Tokyo, 6 hours ago, 5.1, 43 kilometers in depth. Yes, they somehow agree with that. Interesting. And here's also some deeper activity ongoing. 1 hour ago. Ishinomaki, Sendai, Fukushima. Yeah, there's a pixel just at the spot what I was trying to watch. What a funny coincidence. 6 hours ago, 4.1. Namiye, Futupagun, Fukushima, Japan. All right. Maybe we want to check quickly out the weather in Japan. Let's go to the satellite. Since there is this kind of earthquake activity. The weather might be interesting as well. Yeah, there is. This kind of double layering. Here is no clouds at all. So there is something going on. Absolutely cloudless over Japan. Probably not. We just don't see the lower clouds on this, but really interesting. Something is keeping Japan almost cloud-free. Huh. Yeah, but I think I leave it here. I could make endless videos. Use I see things like all the time, new things to talk about. Could be endless. But maybe I want to point this still out. There is some cold air streaming in from the north. And here we have one spinning. Near Kamtšatka. Actually, I wanted to show you now when we are in Kamtšatka. Volcano. It is a really impressive eruption. Let me search it for you. Yeah, it is the Peitsimiani Volcano. I have been watching. That's really recent. That's a day old or something.
год, 28 мая, новое извержение, оно безымянное. Это долбачик. Это Грузинская посередине.
Had been considered extinct. So I just wonder how many of those probably extinct volcanoes all of a sudden erupt. Also in other places, not just in Kamtšatka. And it's also noticeable that it is so far north, so it will have a huge effect on the climate. I think this is quite a big ash cloud and it will affect the weather. It will dim out the sun to some extent. But I leave it here. Thanks for watching. Bye.